music cannot be defined that way. Music is everything. The basic definition of music, the components of it is rhythm and melody. But anything can fit into rhythm and melody, like a baby crying, like the wind or anything, the natural sounds that you hear, to something that is created within the seven notes that we know. So it's an eternal subject that can't be defined. I was interested in music right from childhood. Yeah, my first concert, or like the first time I went on stage, was when I was 4 years old, and at that point in time, radio was a big thing. So we had a lot of influence of a lot of Western music those days, Voice of America and stuff like that. So grew up with a lot of music. I had my own uncle who was into music at that point in time, and it's been a passion ever since. Drumming used to be a passion, when especially my school days and college also. So one of the craziest things I remember was when I was going home, I saw this huge stage and there was an incredible looking drum kit there. I don't know whose show, what is happening. I just went, parked out there, went up on stage, checked out the kit, played a solo, and just got down and walked away. So it's as crazy as that when you're so. Musicians are crazy in a way, and you just don't know what is happening to you, and every moment is like an inspiration. It's a very intense profession to be, and I think I like it. That's what I will put it as. Crazy things, lots of crazy things, yeah. Music sometimes is like, that one of the craziest things about music is when you're creating, there is no concept of time. You're so involved in it that you literally don't know whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, and at the end of the day, yes, you feel tired, yeah, but it feels good. So it's a very different profession to be in itself. It's a crazy profession anyway. Learning has never stopped, yeah. I'll tell you, every time you set your own standard and you get there thinking, okay, now I'm there, you realize like you have to start all over again. In India, I was very inspired by great music directors like R.D. Burman, Ilayaraja, A.R. Rahman, and a lot of new guys also keep teaching you. You keep new directors keep popping up now and then, and there is not one stop for inspiration. Yeah, especially in Indian music, when you consider filmmaking. If there are 5 songs, you have 5 different feels, you have 5 different emotions. So you're constantly upgrading or fusing with a different element. So, and today's world especially gives you the option of accommodating analog and digital together, or like having live musicians and electronic music together, creating a new sound. So today's world is all about like getting a new sound, and you can draw inspiration from anyone. It can be a Michael Jackson, it can be going back in time from ABBA and Bonnie M, it can be music that is very young right now, like different forms of heavy metal and different forms of jazz. And so I feel it's imperative, especially if you're going to be in the Indian music field, to be inspired by lots of different kinds of music, may it be Caribbean, Latin, Afro, Indian. So these elements together make up one new sound. It was a surprise for us. It was a big surprise because doing something in Malayalam, which is not my mother tongue, and to get a Filmfare Award as a music director, and that was a big surprise. And they have a different taste in music, and they have a lot of normal audience in Kerala are good musicians themselves. Like advertising has very stringent deadlines, especially when I work on jingles and stuff like that, compared to films where you get a little more time because of creativity and stuff like that. So no, unless and until you have a very rich producer who's happy just being around with you and ready to spend all that time with you, or like it's all about the final job. It's the final element that matters. So when you produce good stuff, people are ready to give you more time. There is massive scope, especially in India right now. We produce at an average of about 800 plus movies per year. That's almost like 3 movies a day. Then we have the radio industry with so many FM stations. Then we have the internet, the digital industry out there. So there is a lot of room in TV and as DJs. So if you look at it, it helps to know electronic music in a big way because one, you're mobile, you can actually like work from where you are, and it's easy to put down your ideas, and it's easy to go to the final stage from probably at home to the big studios. So there's a lot of scope, and I would really encourage people to. We need a lot of people out there getting something out for our country, getting, setting a new standard, and not one or two people, but people should start thinking individually and say, so I would say there's an incredible scope, and we come from such a rich history when you consider Hindustani music. And let's not go to one. I'm saying the entire India is an encyclopedia in music. I think that's a very individual choice because I know the fact that I want to be a musician, but my folks would have really loved me to be an engineer, doctor. That's a cliche term, but if you know that you really like something from your heart, then you should stand your ground. It doesn't matter what your talent is, not just music, any talent, and that has to come from your heart. And it's not a fame and money game. It's a spiritual exercise within yourself. You know you like it. Music is a reward by itself. So first you have to recognize yourself, whether you want that lifestyle, whether you really are going to enjoy it. And don't stop yourself, whether it's music, whether it's playing football, whether it's writing, whether it's anything, Other than practice, there's no other way. Other than really studying, there's no other way. There's no shortcut. And you can't teach someone, you can teach somebody to read and write, but you can't teach them to feel. That comes from within you, right? And you will know it. Sacrifice, you have to sacrifice in every profession. Even in a relationship, you have to sacrifice. But it depends on how much you love it, whether it's worth. I've spent days and nights practicing, I've spent days and nights, but I have no regrets, or neither do I have. It's a very enjoyable experience if you love something that much. So I don't know about sacrifice. I think my mom and dad sacrificed a lot for me to take music. It's the other way around. Being a musician, especially being a drummer, is loud. Finally, we're making music so that the audience enjoys it. And when you see them enjoying what you have done, that is a great satisfaction. It's not about receiving an award, or those are very individual moments that say, okay, you worked hard, and that is the ultimate satisfaction. And that you can never say, okay, today I'm satisfied because they liked my music. It's not like that. It'll go on till, for me, I would say, like, it's a lifetime.